Today we're going to cover the home screen. Building your app's home screen is simple. As you can see in this example, I've currently got a lot of pre-built blocks enabled, helping me to quickly build out my home screen. We have an article dedicated to what pre-blocks are, so certainly feel free to dig in and you can edit them to your liking. Now let's create some content for our home screen. First, click Add Card to get started. The first thing is you're going to want to give your card an internal name for reference. This comes in handy for yourself or if you ultimately choose to utilize our visibility settings at a later time. I'm just going to title this the 2026 Spring Membership Sale. And now I'm going to add my card title and I'm going to then add an action. This is where the customer, the golfer, will end up when they tap on the card. As you can see, we have a couple of options here. We have a link to an app page. So if there's pages built out within your app, you can take them there. You can link to a URL. You can also link to a telephone number or to an email address. In this particular example, I'm going to utilize URL. I'm going to drop in my URL. You can add a UTM campaign if you are tracking in Google Analytics. This will help you to see revenue or engagement by channel, but certainly not necessary. All that you have to do then is hit save. And now you can see that that content is instantly created and live and available to your users in your app. If you don't like the position that it's currently in, you can easily drag and drop to where you want it located. And as you can see, it adjusts perfectly right there. And now it's available again in your live app in that new location. So let's say we want to take it a step further. We've got our spring membership sale, but maybe we want to add an image. All we need to do is hit the image tab, select our image. In this instance, we're going to grab that. It's going to be our spring sale. We'll add some alt text here so that those who are not able to read will be able to use a screen reader and it'll tell them that it's the 2026 spring membership sale. And now we can decide if we want the image to be full, to kind of disregard the 16 by 9 specs, or utilize cover and keep that contained there. And then we can decide, do we want to show it on the top, the bottom, the left, or the right? In this instance, I'm going to leave it on top, and now we're going to be able to see how that looks. And so as you can see, again, we've now got our nice image, we've got our title. The other cool thing is maybe you just want to utilize the image, right? You're saying it's a 2026 spring membership sale. It looks great. The title's optional. So all you have to do is hit save now. And once again, that great image, the link will now allow your guests, your customers to be able to tap into this and get to your spring membership sale. So if I want to be able to take it a step further and group content, so maybe there's, some content here that we can see. We've got our scorecard and GPS, our driving range, our food and bev. These are kind of things that people engage with when they're on site, right? You're at your facility on property. And so what we can do is we can actually add a list that can then group like content, or we can group like content together. So once again, you want to create an internal name. So in this, for my internal name, I'm just going to call it On Property Essentials. But we can also use a title that now will display above the content that we ultimately put in there. So I'm just going to quickly call the block name and the title name the same, and I'm going to leave the list as a horizontal list, and I'm going to save it. And so now as you can see that On Property Essentials is there, but there's nothing under it just yet. So I'm going to shift it down because I want it below featured news. And now I'm actually going to drag my scorecard and GPS card into it. And then I'm going to drag my driving range card into it. And now my food and bev card into it. And you'll notice that those cards have now changed. They have taken on the parent styling, which is in the list. And all of the cards are basically considered children. So I'd like the scorecard and GPS to be first. I would like driving range to be second and food and bev to ultimately be third. Now, as mentioned, we have the ability to make some changes at a parent level. So maybe I don't really want that card, the card description on there anymore. So I'm going to toggle that off, and you can instantly see now that that card description is no longer there. Want it back? All you got to do is toggle it back on. Want to add an additional item, additional card of content? All you need to do is hit add item and then be able to provide the additional information that you need to build that out as well. Want to take it a different look and feel? Maybe you prefer that it's a vertical wrap instead of a horizontal, and you want your images over on the right. All you have to do is make a couple of changes, and now again you can see that those on-property essentials are there. You've got your title, your image on your right, all of the actions are preset, and you are good to go. And then you can decide if you want to keep it there, drag and drop. Maybe you want to put the spring sale above, maybe you want it to actually be above your featured news item. Want it to be the first thing that everyone sees when they come into the app. So as I just showed, it's super easy to be able to add content, be able to group content with lists, manage the look and feel, and with App Studio, creating a professional home screen, fast, easy, flexible, and fully customizable.